tools required for this job will be a tape measure, a 1/2 inch socket, 1/2 inch wrench, 3/8 nut driver, a 5/16 nut driver, and then a handy drill to drill for your mud flap.
Okay, the step one is to remove the rubber plug. Place the short nut into the hole. Snug up the bolt. Place the regular reinforcement nut into the hole. At the second position, remove the two rubber plugs. Take the channel bracket, slide it into the frame rail. Snug up the threads, the bracket up to the frame, leaving it loose for adjustment. Using a 3/4 inch bolt in a short nut, slide this in to the hole in the lower door track area and snug this up. The reason we're using a short one is there's a door track inside this box that hinders you from using a long one. And once you've snugged that up, you slide a 3/4 inch 5/16 bolt into the bracket, place a nut on it, and just snug that up. And that's the second position. Okay, position 3, remove the plugs like before. The only thing that's different is at the frame rail there is a little different plastic plug versus the rubber that you pull out, and it reveals a square hole. The square hole, we use the M8 in pull, and you place that up in the hole, turn it to the side, and pull that over. Then you place a washer on an M8 bolt, place that up through the channel bracket, and thread the bolt into the nut. Sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge to get it started. Then again, in the rocker, the BT70, we also in this use a short bolt because of the door track is up inside that. Place this up into the hole, making sure that the flange of the short reinforcement nut is, the threads are up against the side of the hole so that you're engaging it both ways. Then you take a 5/16 by 3/4 inch bolt, through the brackets, place a nut on it, leaving everything loose. And remove the rubber plugs like the other ones. Then again, take the CB77, the short nut, place the short nut up in there, snug the bracket up to the frame rail, and again we're doing the same thing as the last two brackets with the shorter bolt on the short reinforcement nut. The door track up inside, and we'll place 3/4 bolt and nut. Leaving everything loose so that we can position the board on the vehicle, and that completes the bracket installation. Okay, take the square-headed bolts, slide a bolt for each of the brackets into the track. Place the bolt in. Start that. The other one in so that it threads into the track itself. Once you've taken all of the bolts in the tracks and slid them into position on the channel brackets, place the 1/4 20 flange nuts onto each of the bolts and on each of the locations of the channel brackets. Slide the channel bracket up so that the top flange of the board rests on the bottom of the rocker, and then we will snug up the bolts so that the part will stay at the correct height. Press the channel bracket up. Making sure that you have the bolt and the channel bracket snugged up. There. And also snugged up there. You can put the wrench on it. Procedure for the rest of the remaining brackets.
Place the stone guard up to the vehicle. Locate the factory screws and then mark your holes to drill on the stone guard. After you drill out your holes, line everything up and bolt it together. On the driver's side, behind the front wheel, remove the rubber plugs and repeat everything that you did on the passenger side.